Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining us again at another edition of Ask an Artist. Today we're here with a local artist from San Antonio, Brenda Kingery. Brenda, how are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Excellent. Well, it's so wonderful to have you with us. Beautiful show. Fortunately, we were able to see you over when we opened the show, which was fantastic. It ended up being a beautiful opening. It was so nice to be able to see a few people there and to really start that show off right, honestly. But I'll just start off for our questions today. What was it that helped you decide to become a professional artist?
Well, I was always an artist. I think I was born one. By the time I was in grade school, the teachers were calling my mother and encouraging her to encourage me. And so that's always been the plot. And then I had scholarships to university to study art. So there was really, I'm a one-track person is what I'm bottom line saying to you. I've always been an artist, so that's why I'm a professional artist. And that's how I make a living.
You said that your teachers would write to your mother. It sounds like you had a lot of community involvement from the beginning. How has your family and your community, how have they influenced your career?
Well, that's interesting because the teacher actually told my mother, until I was 16, just supply me with supplies and don't tell me how to do any of that, to be creative on my own, and so that I would develop my own style. And so I do have a rather distinct style, and I think it's because of that early encouragement to let me be me.
Well, it really is wonderful. The expressionistic style that you use, and especially in visual voices, is just so fun to look at. Especially, you told us a little bit about one of your pieces, the Powwow piece. Would you mind telling us a little bit about that and I think you had started talking about coming home to your Red Earth Powwow.
My husband and I took photographs. We go to the powwows, stand in the midst of the procession, so that we get the mix of the dance, which means that I'm not particularly interested in one particular tribal affiliation. What I'm finding out is there are many tribes that join in the powwow, and so for the grand entry, there's all kinds of movement and there's all kinds of different regalia that are popping up visually. And so it, for me, was already abstracted. And I thought, well, gee, I don't know the history of all the 356, something like that, tribes. So I thought, well, what I can do is abstract it a bit. And that's where I came in with pieces of this one and pieces of that dance. So the two pieces that you may be describing are acrylics, and they sort of exemplify what I'm telling you as far as honing in on particular pieces of regalia.
Yeah, that is really interesting. What a fascinating way to bring so many styles and nations together in one piece.
There's a purpose to this too. They all are telling the story of nations and people that have been occupied during their lifetimes and how we regain or keep our cultures. And so all of this is about, even though it's abstracted, it's almost like our culture was disbanded or splintered, and how we are reaching back to keep it together.
That's amazing. This has been really remarkable. A question I end up asking all of our artists is, how have you all been and how are you doing during pandemic? And what are you doing to keep going through the madness that is 2020?
During this pandemic, I have had the time of my life. I'm happy as a clam. Yeah. I'm up in my studio and I'm painting like crazy for something that may happen in the future. I hope so. But I've finished 7 rather large paintings, and so I've kept I'm busy.
Well, good. Oh, that sounds amazing. I would love to see them too. I remember talking with Aaron Shaw a little bit about that visit as well, and just this connection to place and that connection to going home, which seems to just be a very common thread that runs through this whole show. And we're just so fortunate to be able to have it over at the Briscoe. So we hope that people will come out. We hope that people will come and take the opportunity not only to see the show and the work on display, but also to read the commentary and watch the videos by all of the artists. It's such a dynamic way to blend contemporary work and cultural heritage.
Thank you so much, and I enjoyed talking to you. Thank you for calling.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us today for Ask an Artist with Brenda Kingery. Please tune in next time as we continue to speak with the artists of visual voices, and come down to the Briscoe Western Art Museum. Come see the show. We are open Thursday through Monday, closed Tuesday and Wednesday. We're open from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Come see the show. Hope you all have a safe and wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining us. Have a great day.